Hey everybody, this is Paul Doski. I am bringing you another Everything Horror off-season episode. Today we have a very special guest of mine. I actually met once again through Bree43K. So Bree, we need to get your fucking ass on this podcast because that's 3 times now. 3 fucking shout-outs. Anyway, so I'm going to let my friend introduce himself, and then we'll get this podcast started. We actually don't really have a specific topic. We just mainly are just going to throw whatever we can out here. That's why it's called off-season. Anyway, let's go, and I'm going to have my buddy introduce himself. So here we go. You can take the mic now.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Barry, a.k.a. Mr. Sky High Gaming. If you guys never heard of me, I would say I'm a streamer. I've been streaming for about 4 years. Met Paul, like I said, through Bree about close to 3 years ago. Great dude. So I'm really excited to be a part of his podcast, and I definitely appreciate you giving me this opportunity to have a discussion with you.
Definitely.
Can't wait to have a conversation with you today.
Definitely. So you said you've been streaming for how long now? 4 years?
Yeah, about 4 years.
So,
about 4 years.
So if you don't mind me asking, what made you get into streaming?
Well, it all started, I guess you could say, 6 years ago. Well, about 7 years ago now. A lot of you guys do. For those who don't know, I lost my son and my fiance in a car accident, and after that I became kind of depressed, really depressed, and I didn't want to live my life in under a shell, and I didn't want to be depressed my whole entire life. So I decided to, thanks to my mom, I decided to give life another try again, and I created the whole channel Sky High Gaming in my son's honor, so to make him proud. And it's been a long 4 years, but it's been a great 4 years. I've met amazing people along the way, and I can't wait to see where it takes me next.
Very good. Yeah, that's very, very sad story. Yeah, I know I've talked to you off even the podcast about your story about losing your son and stuff, and I definitely know. I don't know how I would deal with it if that were to happen to me. I would probably go on a killing spree for all I know. But yeah. Well, you know me. I mean, I don't really tolerate a lot of shit, and definitely, and yeah. But, so, real quick, Barry, if somebody wanted to find you on, we'll say, YouTube, Twitch, is there a way to find you?
Well, I mean, if you want to find me on Twitch, all you got to do is search up twitch.tv/SkyHighGaming28. If you want to find me on YouTube, just search up Sky High Gaming. The logo is just a blue S. On YouTube, I have about 184 subscribers, so that should help you guys out. But, I mean, on Twitter, if you guys got Twitter, Snapchat, any of that social media, it's pretty much Sky High Gaming 28. Something very easy, hopefully everybody can remember, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, usually at the end of each podcast, too, I usually try to share the links there, too. Well,
right.
At least the important ones, like Twitch and YouTube. So I'll definitely have to get those up and going, too. Anyway, so let's keep going on. So since this podcast is about horror, so I guess this next question is, what got you into horror?
Oh, man. Well, surprisingly, when I was younger, I used to be petrified of anything scary. I never used to do anything major when it came to horror stuff. I was too much, as you could say, I was too much of a little bitch.
So what was what was too scary for you back then? Like, do you remember?
Oh, man. Back in the day. Oh, man. I would say, like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, the Halloweens as a kid freaked me the hell out. petrified me. Michael Myers just alone just kind of petrified me.
Just because he's just that big motherfucker who just stands there all quiet with a knife.
Just, you know, it was just that, and just the fact of the matter was that motherfucker would just pop out of nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just pop out of nowhere. You wouldn't even be expecting it. Yeah, I mean, as I got older, there are still some things that still kind of get to me, that still make me cringe, but I've actually kind of opened up a little bit, and I'm always
Well, you've grown. I mean, you're not that little kid anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a long journey, and I'm proud of the way everything's turned out. Like, when it comes to, I'm able to, you know, like I said, with my Twitch channel, I play those scary games. Sometimes I'll catch movies that are new. Even though nowadays I feel like all the movies like that they're remaking nowadays are just like, they're not as good as the old classic ones. You know what I'm saying?
They're disgraced.
Like, I feel like they're not. Yeah, they're not the classics that we grew up on, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, I feel like Hollywood has taken a down toll, you know what I mean? Like,
they can't think of anything original, so they're like, oh, hey, you know, everybody loved this original movie, so why not we just fucking reboot it? And it's just like, bad idea.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like, I don't, like, here's a perfect example. Like, okay, since you mentioned Halloween, I love the Halloween. Like, the original Halloween is probably one of my top 10s up there. Right. But then, you know, and then Rob Zombie then reboots it in 2 movies. Yeah. And it's just like, what the fuck? In my opinion, Rob Zombie killed Halloween.
Yeah, that was true. Actually, speaking of Rob Zombie, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the new Rob Zombie 31 movie? I guess it just came out.
I actually have not seen it, but I am actually very curious about it.
Yeah, I bought it, and I didn't even see it yet, and I was kind of
skeptical,
spectating if I really skeptical about if I wanted to even watch it. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, the whole Rob Zombie ruining Halloween, and it was I didn't know if I wanted to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's like Lords of Salem. Me and Tessa actually have that movie. Have we watched it yet? No, because we are like what you just said. What Rob Zombie just did to Halloween. It's just like, dude, do I even want to watch your shit anymore?
Exactly.
But yeah, so I guess what we're talking about would work into the next question that I have for you, which would be, what is your favorite films, like horror films, and I'm gonna throw it out there too, but even like favorite horror games?
Well, that's a good question. Horror films. Well, I've always been a Friday the 13th fan.
Oh God, yeah. Fucking Jason Voorhees, motherfucker.
Jason's just the motherfucking shit. Games?
So I'm gonna hold you right there for a minute. But did you hear about the reboot about the Friday the 13th movie? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard that they were planning on making another one, and due to some movie not doing well, they canceled the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, Rings.
Yeah, because Rings. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep. So how do you feel about that?
I was kind of upset. Oh man, I'm upset. I'm upset. I really am, because I was really expecting. I really wanted Hollywood to do another Friday the 13th movie. I really did. After the last one. It was just, you know, I was waiting for it, and then to know that they're gonna judge the next Friday the 13th movie off of this stupid movie Rings that I'm pretty sure in the podcast I'm pretty sure nobody is going to even go see or is even attempting to
go well,
see.
let's put it this way. Ring 1 was not bad. Ring 2 was just like, what the fuck? And then I don't really see the point of them having a third one, if that's really how they look at it. I mean, I don't really know if they're calling it. I know it's called Rings, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, is it to them Ring 3 or just like a reboot? Like, still, it's fucking dumb.
Like a 2.5 series, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah. But, Well, I don't know if you also heard, but because of Friday the 13th being canned, they were trying to back it up because apparently the script got leaked out. And according to
No, I didn't hear that.
according to what I was reading, it almost sounded like it probably was a good idea for it to get canned because I guess the script was really, 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 really bad. Like it was way too, like it was really, really clusterfucked, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Right. Who did they when they announced it, did they actually announce who was actually playing Jason?
See, I don't, I don't even think Jason was really in here because, he probably was, but this Friday the 13th was supposed to be about the parents, actually. They were actually going into the parents, yeah. So
okay, so going back to his mother and his past and all that stuff.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that's what the original idea was. But yeah, Jason was in it because it was showing how when Jason died, how the family like pretty much went on a revenge streak, pretty much like a killing spree because of what they did to Jason.
Right.
Yeah. So that was generally the idea, but I guess because of how poor the script was, I guess it sounded like it would maybe a good idea got canned. But then again, not only did Friday the 13th get canned, but so did World War Z too.
Yeah, I heard about that. Now, speaking of World War Z, oh my god, dude, that is a shitty movie. In my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong to all those Walking Dead fans out there, me being one of them. I'm all for zombies, but, compared to, like, The World at Wars, you know what I'm saying, with, Tom Cruise, that movie was, that movie was okay, but then you're gonna put World War Z, and it's just like we were having this conversation off the cast. It was, that movie could have probably been better if Brad Pitt wasn't in the movie.
Well, see, my other problem with the film was that I have the book and I've read the book. I love the book, but what really gets me is like, how can you take a journal? Because I don't know if you've actually read the book, but it's in journal format.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's in journal format. So it's almost like you reading, like taking a pen and writing in your journal, like, hey, like day 25, like, like this is what I'm experiencing kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I guess in my opinion, to me, it would be, I found it to be hard to make a movie based off a book that is written like a journal.
Right. I can definitely, well, you definitely know Hollywood, sometimes, they...
Whatever makes them rich.
Exactly, whatever makes them money, when it comes to, somebody writing books, you know what I mean? It's just like, for example, everything, I read the Harry Potter books, okay? I'm pretty sure, every person that grew up, you read the Harry Potter books.
Except for me.
But if you notice that well, except for you, but there's some stuff that are in the Harry Potter books that they wanted to portray a little bit differently in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you feel about that then?
I wish they would have put some stuff into the movies, but when it came to the movies, in my opinion, were really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed the movies. But, I feel like, if they would have added some of the stuff that was actually in the books, I wonder where it would have
taken you.
Taken the whole series. You know what I'm saying? There, some of these things. You know what I mean? There was, I can't remember exactly what happened in the books because it was years ago when I read the books.
Well, kind of like The Walking Dead, since you mentioned that,
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot in The Walking Dead that was in the comics that wasn't in that's not in the show, and
right.
it was really cool that to spoiler alert to anybody that hasn't watched it, I do apologize when you listen to this podcast. But there's a scene in this season where Negan killed off two characters, and Abraham was one of them. He was some big, bulky military dude that originally, when he was introduced to the show, his goal was to get Eugene. Eugene was this guy that thought he knew, he thought he had the cure to save humanity and to bring the humans back to life, you know what I mean, and to stop the zombie apocalypse. Well, it turned out that was a complete lie. So Abraham found that out, but that was his goal, was just to get Eugene to Washington. Well, then another character was Glenn. He was a fan favorite. A lot of people liked Glenn, and we're on the seventh season, and Glenn survived 7 seasons, and he just died off in season 7. So in the comics, Glenn was actually originally killed by Negan. So it was kind of cool to know that they actually portrayed that from the comics to the actual show, and I was actually proud about that. I mean, it sucked. I enjoyed Glenn. I enjoyed his character. It sucked to see him go, but I'm actually glad that they actually made him go by the way the comics books, killed him off. So right. I thought it was pretty cool by that.
Well, that's good. Speaking of Walking Dead, I actually just saw something online. I don't know if you saw this or if it's fake or whatever, because you know how internet is. They like to fake a lot of shit. But I was actually just hearing that the other main character who plays, I think his name is Rick. I don't know I forget his real name, but supposedly sometime today he supposedly, and I'm just saying supposedly just because of what I just said, because of the internet, supposedly died in a car accident. I don't know if you heard about this.
No, it's probably fake. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have heard more about it. They would have probably made it like the biggest thing online, and I didn't actually see that. I'll have to take a more look into that after everything, but I'm pretty sure it's just, I'm pretty sure
internet.
It's just haters of the show. Yeah, haters of the show. They're kind of just like, oh yeah, hey, Andrew Lincoln died in a car accident, so all you Walking Dead fans can go moan and cry and drink yourselves to death because you guys have nothing else better to do. So
right.
I don't believe it's true, but
yeah. So anyway, you were saying about your favorite films and stuff, and your favorite games, horror games, anyway.
Yeah, so I think the movie would be Friday the 13th for me, that series. Gaming-wise, oh man, there's a lot of good games that I've played. Oh, I've played The Evil Within. That was an amazing series.
Let me ask you this. What was your first horror game played, if you remember? Like, what was your first horror game?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's right. I'm picking your brain a little bit.
Oh, man. Well, surprisingly to anybody online, I've never played Resident Evil. And it sucks that I've never played that. But I would say my first horror game that I actually played was a game called Fear, if any of you guys remember that.
Oh, my gosh. Such a great game.
I remember playing Fear. I think it was when it was on, Xbox 360, I think it was. Xbox 360, I want to say it was, but I remember playing that, and I never really got, deep into the story and saw the concept of it, but I think that was the first horror game I got, and I don't think after that, unfortunately I stuck with, first-person shooters, but I think after that, I think the next time I played a horror game was when it came to PS4, and it was Bree's favorite game, which was Outlast. Yeah. I think that was the next game that I played. Or was Outlast after? Yeah, it was Outlast.
Well, I was just going to say real quick that Tessa is actually playing that game right now because at some point in time...
Oh, man.
Yep.
I fucking love that game. I love Outlast.
I love it. Well, what the idea is, I want her to play the main game in the DLC, which I believe you played the main game in the DLC too, right?
Yes, I did.
So what did you think of the DLC of Outlast? Without spoiling too much, what did you think?
I guess the DLC was all about figuring out what happened to what's his name? Oh man, I can't remember his name. The ghost.
Yeah, I can't think of his name now either.
I can't. I'm seeing the blank right now. I can't think of his name, but I know it's about that. And I thought it was pretty good. I liked how they actually brought back and they talked about how the asylum was brought up and how the experiment with the ghost came. And it broke down how, and it showed you how the process went through. I thought that was pretty cool. In my opinion, I thought maybe they should have put more of they should have went deeper into the actual. They should have made the DLC a little bit longer. I think the DLC, if you beat it, I think it was only 30 minutes long. I think if I remember right. But besides the DLC, the game itself was phenomenal. I enjoyed it. Actually, and surprisingly, that was the only game that I didn't jump to. The only part in that game that I jumped was the part where at the beginning when you walk into this one room, you see this thing jump. Oh no, not that part. I lied. The part where you have to crouch through these two little shelves, and Christopher Walker, whatever the big dude, pops out. That's the only time in that game I had jumped, and I was petrified. That is the only time I jumped throughout that whole game. But other than that, I enjoyed it. The game was phenomenal, and I'm really, really excited about Outlast 2. And unfortunately, I actually didn't get to play the beta yet, and not the beta. I didn't get to play the demo yet, and the only reason why, work with me on this one. The only reason why I didn't play the demo yet was because I didn't want to ruin anything. I didn't want to know it. I wanted to, because I enjoyed Outlast 1 so much, I wanted to go into Outlast 2 completely blind. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't play the demo. I wanted to go in completely blind and try to and form my own opinion on it by going in blind. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying, which is actually really funny that you mentioned the demo, because that's actually what I was just about to ask you. If you did the demo. So, okay, so that goes that one. So favorite game besides Fear and Outlast, what other, do you have any other type of favorite games that you enjoyed?
When it comes to horror?
Yeah.
Probably Until Dawn. Until Dawn was
That was such a good game.
Dude,
I'm very impressed with it.
And I remember you mentioned me, you called me up and you were like, and you're not going to believe what game I just got. I was like, why, what up? I got Until Dawn. I was like,
fuck you!
I was like, fuck you, Paul. And then it was funny because we hung up. You were in the middle of playing it and I called you back and I was like, hey, Paul, guess what? What? I just picked up Until Dawn. Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
I called you. I was like, and it was crazy because when you called me and you were like, yo, man, I just picked up Until Dawn, I was like, fuck you, Paul, go fuck yourself. And then it was like, and then we got off the phone. I'm telling you, dude, it wasn't even 5 minutes, bro. I was in the car on my way to GameStop picking up Until Dawn. And I was like, this is my game now. I was like, there's no way in hell this game just came out. And I'm going to let Paul play this, and then I'm not going to play it. And then when he does beat it, he's going to be like, yo, man, you bet you wish you played this game. This game is phenomenal. Nope, I'm playing this shit right now. But, besides Until Dawn, a game, I know that we haven't played it in a while, but a game that I really enjoy is Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor 2 is phenomenal.
That was really good. That was a very good multiplayer co-op game, however you want to call it.
But but the fact that, it's
relaxing.
It's not really
really.
It's more of a after you work in an 8 or 9 hour shift and you deal with people.
You just want to get on and you just want to kill shit. Yeah.
Exactly. You just want to blow people's heads off. And you're like, this is very relaxing. Yeah. You have a crack a beer and crack somebody's skull open.
Not just that, but you got a very good soundtrack to the game too.
Oh yeah, by all means. Oh, but while we're talking about, can we talk about the soundtrack in Until Dawn? That right there.
I actually bought the soundtrack on iTunes, believe it or not, because that's just how much
wow.
Yeah, it's actually on iTunes.
It was just so good. It was just so good. Oh, and speaking of that, I actually speaking of horror games, I actually still got to finish beating Kolot, but since you recommended Kolot to me, I must say I really am enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. Like I really was enjoying the whole game experiencing. I need to finish it, and I thank you for recommending me that game, because that game is phenomenal with the whole story. I didn't know before I picked it up. I didn't know that it was actually about a true story. You know what I mean? With the whole you said, I think it was hikers that you said went up a mountain. And like 7 people, or like 9, what was it, 9 people died or something?
Yes.
There was like 10 people and one person couldn't be there because he was sick or something.
Yes.
He was the only one that survived it.
Yep.
So.
Do you remember, though, what I mentioned about the hikers?
No. Didn't you say something about the hikers? They all died, but isn't it the whole purpose of, like, isn't it like, aren't you playing as some type of reporter that's trying to figure out what happened to him?
Yes. That's in the game. Okay. But I'm talking like the actual hikers that died.
No. What did you say about the hikers? I couldn't remember.
So one of the hikers, I believe it was one of the females, if my mind serves it correctly, but one of the females' tongue was, like, ripped out of the tongue. Ripped out of the mouth. Wow, ripped out of the tongue. That just sounds amazing. Anyway,
how do you rip a tongue out of a tongue?
That's a good question. We'll have to like figure it out and then make a whole new horror game on that. But anyway, yeah. So a female tongue was ripped out of her mouth. 2 other people's skulls were like crushed without leaving any type of bruising or marks whatsoever. But their skulls were crushed. Another person died, and then when they found their body, they actually detected radiation from it.
Oh yeah, because didn't you say that it was some spiritual thing, right? Something spiritual?
Something maybe. I mean, who knows? I mean, that case been unsolved since ever. I mean, it's been since like 1950s, 1960s.
Yeah.
Man, do I have to pull out the book now? Which, by the way, since we're talking about Kolot, everybody need to go purchase the hardcover book called Dead Mountain. It is phenomenal. Yeah. It has the actual photos from the camp, from when they found the camp, when the hiker died. They actually have and translated the hiker's journals of their experience before they died. I mean, it is fucking phenomenal. So, Dead Mountain, I would suggest to go buy it. Because this guy definitely, the author definitely did some research.
Right.
But yeah, no, since I beat Kolot, though, I actually really enjoyed it, because I like that, once again, you were this reporter or journalist, whatever, going around trying to find out what happened to the original group. And I believe the game even did the same thing. Like, the note that you pick up is actually the real notes from the hikers, if my mind served me correctly.
Yeah, I was, and I like the fact that it was not just, it wasn't just like when you play a game and you pick up notes, there's nobody reading them. But I like the fact that when you were picking them up, they actually had
a narration.
Different people reading.
Yeah.
Narration, exactly. Like, they had different people reading different notes that were by different people. And that's and that's what I enjoyed the most about it, was because it's like, you're like literally feeling, I feel like when I was playing it, I feel like I was literally being, I felt like I was there. You know what I mean? I like not
Right.
physically there, but I feel like I was there
Because
and I
of the
was
different voices
experiencing
that they use.
everything
Yeah.
that they were going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can
So
only
that-
imagine
I
what
think-
they actually went through.
yeah, I couldn't imagine, man. I couldn't imagine, and I couldn't imagine how scared they could have been. You know what I mean? Like you got, and because like I'm pretty sure they were all sticking together as a group, and people were just vanishing one by one. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't imagine like what that was, what kind of a toll that could have been putting on you, especially since it's freezing cold. You're in the middle of the snow. There's a big snowstorm going on. And it's just creepy, you know what I mean? I couldn't imagine it.
Which, speaking of co-op again, I actually just rewatched this film with Tessa the other night, but it's called Devil's Pass. Pretty much kind of like
Right.
co-op, but a little bit different. But Devil's Pass is pretty much about co-op, where this group of college students, they wanted to write a report and records their experience trying to report about the original hikers. But yet again, you got to remember, since we don't know how the original crew died and what they went through, you got to remember, once again, this is Hollywood. So they kind of turned it around a little bit because of the theory. But, which is kind of cool how they did it, which I won't lie, because I thought they really did a good job portraying like the different myths that I want to say myths, because I mean there really isn't just one. There's so many. They're saying that a Yeti killed them all. They're saying some spiritual thing killed them. They're saying so much that they even said something like during one of the World War II, I think it was World War II, they were trying to say that the Russians had a hidden base there, and that they were performing experiments there that were definitely not human. If you want to, it wasn't normal. We'll put it that way.
Right.
So when they did that, I really thought they really did a good job. The one cool thing that I really liked about Devil's Pass is the real stuff that they did, like from the real case. Like they actually videotaped one of the college students talking about the real tragedy, and in each spot too. Like, okay, this is where this person was found dead, who it was, how old they were, and what they found wrong with them. Like that girl with the tongue ripped out. And the two skulls, like, crushed without any type of markings or bruising. Like, which I would definitely recommend watching. Yeah, it might be, like, silly and all, but you gotta look at it like it could have been a possibility.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, another good game. But is there anything else, Barry, for favorite games, or is that pretty much it?
Not for games and movies. I think that's done. But I actually had a question for you.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your thoughts. What did you see the trailer for that new game coming out called Death Stranding?
Yes, I did. The one by the one that did Phantom Pain.
What is it? Konami, I want to say the dude's name.
I don't think it's Konami, but I know who you mean.
Konami. Yeah, I can't remember the dude's name.
I can't remember the name.
I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think about the game?
Well, you know what's funny in that sense you asked me is, I don't know if you've been reading on it, but they're saying it's not a horror game.
Oh no, I didn't hear that. I thought it was supposed to be.
And the other thing is, the other thing is, they mentioned it. They don't really know what type of game it is yet.
Oh really?
But
well, I can see that.
From what I have seen of it, I am very interested in it. Like, it does grab my attention. But it is interesting that which I'm drawing a brain fart on his name too, but yeah, the guy who was with Konami, but got screwed.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, he was with them.
Yeah. But anyway, I am very interested. I just would like to know more, but I guess we probably won't see anything until maybe sometime next year.
Probably when the game actually gets closer to release date.
Yes.
Speaking of scary games, okay, here's a question for you, Paul, since you were picking at my brain. Here's a question. I'm going to revamp your question. What, out of all the games that you did, out of movies, it could be games, it could be whatever, what is the game or movie that scared you the most?
Scared me the most?
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this, like when I was younger or here now? Like, as I am now?
Like, it could be when you were younger, it could be now, it could be games that are coming out in the future that look fucking petrifying. It could be anything.
Oh man. That scared the shit out of me. Well, okay, so, I guess one thing that really scared me, like, at first, because I wasn't, like, you know, when you're young, you don't really know what's real and what's fake. It would have to be Tales from the Crypt, the TV show.
Okay.
Just because some of those episodes were kind of, like, really fucked up. Right. But as for movie-wise, oh, man. I would have to say Werewolves in London.
Okay, I respect that. I would say that...
And then just to finish your question real quick, I guess as I grew older, there was something that I guess I wasn't really prepared for. But the one game that it was probably because when I played this game, it was probably because it was late at night. I was fucking tired as hell, so it was probably just one of those like, oh great, I'm hearing weird shit in my room thing. But Dead Space, the original Dead Space game. When you're just by yourself in those dark corridors, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Which, speaking of Dead Space, I'm just going to say it. I missed that series. I loved Dead Space. And I kind of really hope, since they're doing remasters, which I'm going to get to you on that one in a minute, but I really hope that they bring at least the first Dead Space over to PS4, because that would be awesome if they could remaster that game.
Yeah. See, Dead Space I never got into. It's probably surprising. I never got into it, but I keep hearing a lot of people, like, talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that could be, you know, like you said, if they was to remaster it. Like,
would you give it a shot if they remastered it?
Of course I would. I would definitely give it a shot.
There you go.
I would definitely like to. I think, honestly, in my opinion, and this is going to be childish, and you're probably going to laugh at me, and even if Tessa, you know, was to listen to this podcast, she'd probably make fun of me too on this one. But the one game that scared the fuck out of me was the PT demo. It scared the living fuck out of me, okay?
Well, before she can laugh at you, I'm just gonna, before you continue on that, but before she can even laugh at you, I won't even lie, man. That game was fucking creepy as fuck. I mean, I didn't really get petrified over it, but it definitely was unnerving. The environment, like, just everything about the game was just perfect for a horror game. It was amazing.
Right, It definitely was an amazing game, and the sad part about it is I think why it scared the shit out, because, you know, like I said, I don't do a lot of horror stuff. But when I do, I'm not going to be a bitch about it. You know, I mean, if it's a game or if it's a movie, I'll watch the damn thing in the pitch dark at night. You know what I mean? I'm not going to watch it at like 2:30 in the afternoon.
With the lights shining in through your window.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, no, I'm going to be a man, okay? I'm going to be a little bitch. If I'm going to be a little bitch, I'm going to do it the right way, okay? I'm going to play this shit in the middle of the night with the lights off and just get that fucking dark and eerie fucking feel, man. And I'm not going to lie to you. I played that game at 3 o'clock in the morning with my friend. I was like, hey, let's fucking play PT. He goes, what the hell is PT? It's a scary game. It's supposed to be like Silent Hill type shit, and I wanna play it. And he goes, okay. And we played it, dude, And I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I was petrified, man. When I started the game off, and you saw, like, you rounded the corner, and you saw that tall lady standing at the end of the fucking hallway. Boy, I fucking lost it. I was like, oh, fuck me, dude. Fuck me today. I'm out. You know.
What'd you think of the radio station?
Oh, dude, when the radio was like, turn around, I was like, I don't want to turn around. Don't make me turn around. And I turned around, that bitch popped up. I was like, ah! I was fucking petrified, bro. I screamed like a little baby back bitch, yo.
Did you ever... I actually had to watch somebody stream this because I almost missed it. Let's throw that word out, but I missed it every time until I actually watched this guy streaming. But there was actually a part after that tall lady standing in the hallway, but it was in one of the darker room areas. I believe it was after the whole, like that baby crying, like, in the refrigerator or whatever that was hanging up on the ceiling. Yeah. It was like something, I think it was either before or after that. I really don't remember, even though I have PT still downloaded on my PS4, because I don't want to delete it, because it's just so good. But anyway.
It's really good, dude. It really is.
But, if you actually looked up at a certain part, there was actually somebody else staring down at you. And then they would actually walk away into the pitch black. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No, I didn't see it. I know I was watching a bunch of people. I was watching somebody stream one time when they were streaming it. And I think it's near I want to say it's like near the middle. It's near the middle, but the little hallway the little hallway before you make the right turn, passing the bathroom, you got that window straight ahead of you.
Yep.
In it was something that you had to do, or some little it was like some little Easter egg that you had to do, and
listen to the baby laugh.
It was something, but then when you walk down the hallway, you would see a lightning strike. But if you look carefully at it, there was somebody staring back at you through the window. And it took me forever to do it, but I can't remember exactly what I had to do or what the Easter egg was. But it was whenever the lightning struck by the window, it would look like there was somebody looking back into you, like there was somebody staring outside the window, looking right at you. And when I watched that on the stream the first time, it creeped me out, because even though I'm not streaming it, I saw it, and it creeped me out. I was like, oh, that's fucking creepy. And then I was like, you know what, just for shits and giggles, I want to actually try to figure out if I could do it. So I replayed it, and it took me forever, and I did something, and I couldn't remember, because I walked back down the hallway, and the lightning struck, and the bitch was right there, and I was like, oh, fuck me, dude. Like, I jumped, you know what I'm saying? But there was, like, I liked the part, like, there was a bunch of little Easter eggs in there. That definitely triggered different things, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of sad that they took it like they're not pursuing the game. You know what I mean?
Well, no, they canceled it. Konami canceled it.
Yeah, and it sucked, man. Because I mean, even though the game petrified me, I would have definitely liked to play the game. You know what I mean? I would have definitely.
Well, it would have been interesting because, one, it was a playable teaser. That's what PT stood for. It was a playable teaser for Silent Hills. But it also had what's-his-face going to be hosted in it. Like, I can picture him, but I'm really having trouble with it. Yes. It was him. I am a big fan of Silent Hill. I remember the first time playing Silent Hill, which was Silent Hill 2. I never got the chance to play the original until PS3. But I have played every single one that I could possibly play, except for, like, Shattered Memories. That's really the only game I have not ever played because it's just, I couldn't really find it back then. Or I didn't really have the money or whatever. I don't even remember anymore. But you know, it really saddened me because Silent Hill is such a favorite for people, and then you got Konami that just goes, fuck it, we ain't doing it. So I'm actually thinking to myself, that's it. That was the end of Silent Hill. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see another Silent Hill, which kind of saddens me.
Right. And it does suck, man. It does suck because I actually never played Silent Hill, but I do know a lot of my friends that played it, and they said it was a phenomenal series.
Oh yes, it was.
And,
oh God, yes.
And even when even when PT was out, you know what I mean, and everybody was playing it, you know, it was something that I was really excited about. You know what I mean? Like I really wanted to give it a try, and even like I said, even though PT Petro had the fuck out of me, I would have definitely liked to play the game, and I would definitely would have liked to experience it to see what it could have brought to the table, you know what I mean, in the horror category.
Which, I'm going to ask you this, how do you feel about horror nowadays? Like, especially in video games, like, do you feel like, here's a perfect example. So, Resident Evil. So, you got Resident Evil 4, which was Shinji Mikami's last survival horror game, which you actually had to play Leon in going after the president's daughter, but that was, to me, survival horror. And then after Shinji Mikami left, I don't know what the fuck happened with horror, but it almost was just like, oh, zombies and guns. Like, you know,
right.
You couldn't play a horror game without having so much ammo, and yet you know, you could, like, fight your way through shit. It was just like, dude,
right.
Like, what the hell?
Well, that was another thing that I enjoyed about, like Evil Within, and, like, even though I haven't played the Resident Evil Biohazard game yet, but I like it how it, like, you can run out of ammo. Like, you have to find it, you have to...
Craft it.
It's like a survival game. You have craft, exactly. You have to do these. And I enjoy that because it challenges you. You know what I'm saying? You're so used to going in there running and gunning, and you're like, okay, bring anything on, bitches, I'm ready. And then you run out of ammo, and then you're screwed. You're like, what the fuck, man? And then you have to find other things, and you have to craft other things just to survive and to use them as weapons.
Or you gotta use your knife.
I think that's exactly, and I think that brings a whole different side, a new meaning to gaming, because, you know, like I said, as me being a streamer, I'm so used to first-person shooters, and, you know, like, I've been playing a lot of, like, RPGs lately. Like, I've been playing a lot of The Witcher, which, if any of you guys have never played them, they're phenomenal games, beautiful games. But when it comes to horror, you know, then you have the horror side, and horror, in my opinion, has, you know, even with technology and the graphics and everything, and, you know, when people take time to make horror games, and it's cool because horror games are not like first-person shooter games. They're not like Call of Duty, they're not like Battlefield, where they're going to make a new one every fucking year of that series. I like the fact that when you build a horror game, you build it and you actually take time, you actually put effort into that game, and you make that game memorable, and you make that game something that people are going to talk about years to come, you know what I mean? And I enjoy that the most about them. And honestly, dude, when it comes to the Resident Evil, man, I really, honestly, I can't wait for it. I'm really excited about playing it. I really want to get into it. I know I'm probably not going to understand a lot, but, you know, that's why I've been trying to avoid watching people stream it, you know what I mean? So I can kind of go in there blind, because I want to challenge myself to see if you know, when there's puzzles or if there's anything, I want to see if I can challenge myself.
Did you play the beta for Resident Evil Biohazard?
No, I didn't. I didn't play that.
Well, I will say, if you did play it, there was actually a puzzle you could do to unlock a dirty coin, which actually transferred over to the main game.
Oh wow! Well, if that's the case, I guess I'll re-download the demo, and I'll play that before I actually play the game.
Yeah, because somebody was telling me that the dirty coin can be used to buy stuff with. You could actually use it as like a currency.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I know Resident Evil Biohazard's about this guy. His wife's been missing for like 3 years, and she's at this place, but secretly she was supposed to go to this. Secretly, she told him that she went to this place to do something, and then
To
all of a
babysit or
sudden,
something.
to babysit, and then 3 years later, he gets contact from her. And then he goes there, and she's like this whole fucking different person, and she's like, I never contacted you, blah, 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 it was the other person, or blah, 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 blah. So I can't really wait to actually get into it. And like I said, it's gonna be a phenomenal series for me to play, and I'm really excited about it.
Which, I don't want to say too much either, Barry, but I know at some point in time we will have a podcast episode about Resident Evil 7, which it's going to be very interesting to discuss just because we're going to have a lot of opinions on it from people who played it. Like, I personally could care less about the game. Like, it was, it was cool and all, but I'm trying not to give anything away, but it really didn't, grab me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it didn't draw you in like you thought maybe it would have.
Yeah, you can even ask Tessa and even my other friend Matt who played it, but when Matt was even helping me, because I got stuck actually on one part because I couldn't really figure out what to do. But anyway, when I was playing, I actually said, am I fucking playing Fear?
Right.
So that's what I mean. That's why I really think it didn't grab me. It was just because I think Capcom, they were just like, oh, well, this old game actually did so phenomenal. So blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So
right.
That's kind of why it didn't grab me. But I mean, I don't want to say too much to you because I would like to know how you like it after you've beaten it. So we'll have to wait to hear what your opinion is.
Right, and I know another game that I really want to play that you've been recommending. You and Tessa both have been recommending me for not even years now. It's been for a while now. Is the Alien Isolation?
Oh my God, I love that game.
I know that you have been telling me to play that, and I know that I have been kind of pushing that aside due to some stuff that's been going on in my life. But now that I'm actually kind of slowing down and I'm getting the new PC and everything, I really want to play that, and I really want to give that a try. And I think if you say it's a phenomenal game, then I'm gonna go by your word and I'm gonna play it.
Well, we'll put it this way.
I'll enjoy it.
We'll put it this way, and I can say this for pretty much any Alien fan because I played it too. I played both of them, we'll just say, or even 3 if you want to go there. But I played Alien vs. Predator for PS3. I played the retarded, what's supposed to have been the greatest Alien game ever, which was Alien Colonial Marine. I mean, I still remember seeing that 10-minute gameplay trailer for Alien Colonial Marines. I was blown away by everything about that video. And then what the final product was Alien Colonial Marines. It was a disgrace for everybody, but it was not Sega's fault. Because I'm going to say it again, and I've said it on the other podcast, so I'm going to apologize, but I can't get over it. Sega gave money to Gearbox, which, Barry, I don't know if you know this, but Sega gave money to Gearbox to help create Alien Colonial Marines. So what did Gearbox do? Gearbox turned around with the money Sega gave for Alien Colonial Marines and used it on Borderlands 2.
Huh.
Yep. So that turned into a lawsuit. A couple of years later, the lawsuit was settled. And I believe Sega won, or whoever it was that started the lawsuit. They won, I believe. Gearbox didn't, thank God. Anyway, but I remember when Alien Isolation first came out, the first thing I thought was co-op. if it was going to be co-op. Nope. Single player, this Alien is amazing. Like I was just saying on the other podcast, I liked how the Alien was unscripted. It was pretty much what an alien should do, like even in the film. It was going after you no matter what. And even if I or you were to play it, Barry, you and me would have different outcomes with the alien, which would be awesome because it's not always the same. So you have no idea what this alien is going to do. But the catch, though, is the alien, it can get smart. It does learn every time it kills you or every time you use item to distract it. It will learn. So when you do play Alien Isolation, which I believe I'd also told you about, if you use your PlayStation camera, be careful with that even, because if you turn on the setting for the camera, the alien can actually hear you when you talk.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I can't, yeah, like, that's like what on, like, that's like on the hardest setting, right?
Any setting, from what I understood. Any setting.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's because I think you mentioned something that you wanted to try that.
Oh yeah. Because it's gonna be a challenge because
you talk during your streams. Yep.
Exactly. So it's like I'm gonna be trying to talk to my viewers. It's like, hey guys, I gotta be really quiet because the alien's like right underneath of me, and I'm not trying to get fucked in the head by his damn, I ain't trying to get fucked up by this dude. Yeah. It's gonna be
and then
really
next thing you know, you hear the alien come down from the vent, and then he killed you, and then you're gonna be like, motherfucker.
He's like, God damn it, dude. Why didn't I tell you, chat, to stop talking to me? I'm trying to play this, yo. I'm trying to take this shit seriously.
You guys are getting me killed, damn it.
You guys are fucking with me today, man. Stay cool, bro.
So, well, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think another game that I really want to get into, but I feel like if I was to play this game, I'd punch my TV.
Oh God.
Is Emily Wants to Play?
Oh.
I feel like
no.
I feel like if I was to play Emily Wants to Play, I feel like I would punch my TV.
Yes,
and
you would.
Like I feel like Emily. I feel like that game makes you like the littlest things, man. Like the littlest things, is gonna trigger Emily or trigger any of the other characters, and it's like it. I feel like it's gonna get annoying after a while because I do remember being in a party chat with you when you were playing it.
When I was streaming it too, yeah.
Yeah, you were getting so frustrated. You were getting so fucking frustrated.
I actually 100% that game, believe it or not. I actually 100% that bitch.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about it. That I think you said you platinumed that game, didn't you?
It's just a 100%. There was no platinum, but yes, I did.
There was no platinum to it. Yeah.
Nope. But it was $5 or whatever I paid for it, so it wasn't really a total waste. But I mean, oh my God, dude! I think it was the third hour. It was either the third or fourth hour where I was really getting frustrated because it was just like, what the fuck? All the shit you had to do is just oh my God. What that brings me right back to like what I said about the alien. These enemies, I swear, are unscripted, so they get to do whatever they want.
Right. I can see that.
So
because they don't have actual like
set times or whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
exactly. Set times.
Yeah.
Like it's like your movement is it's pretty much what you do. Your fate lies in your own hands.
Yes.
If you fuck up, some shit's gonna happen. Not like if you go here, it's gonna automatically trigger no matter what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's really cool. I think another one that I really need to like settle down, and because I remember you playing, and I do remember you telling me about it, was Layers of Fear.
Oh my God, such a great game.
I remember you share played that with me.
And you got freaked out.
I was, dude. I was like, yo, this is fucking creepy. I don't think it was just the game alone. It's just the atmosphere of it. The atmosphere of it, like, of where you're at, dude, in this mansion. And it's just like, it's raining and thunderstorming outside. And it's just like, this shit is fucking creepy, bro. I'm fucking petrified already. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, I thought I was having a heart attack. I was like, alright, bro, I can't do this no more. I can't do it no more. You do it. No. I was like, nope, I'm out. Fuck this. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I was out, bro.
Right.
But I need to grow. I think, you know, when I start, like, playing more games, I think I'll start.
You'll be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll start warming up to it, and I think I'll be alright. It's just, you know, being a variety streamer like I am, you know what I mean? When you're so used to streaming, you know,
certain things
shooters
or whatever,
and then you're going into a whole different category. Like with me, I've gone from first person, and then now I'm trying to opening up to like RPG games, and I'm trying to massive multiplayer online. You know what I mean? I'm trying to understand that and trying to open my doors up to bigger things, and it's a big change for me. So now that I'm starting to, so even with the scary games, you know what I mean, I have to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when I get used to it, I feel like I'll be all right. I think I'll be all right.
I know you mentioned this earlier, but you mentioned The Evil Within. Did you play that, or did you just hear about it?
I played it. I played it when it was on. Because it was on PS3, wasn't it, originally?
It was on PS3 and PS4, yep.
Yeah, because I remember playing it on the PS3. That game I didn't find scary at all. It felt like I was playing, for that one, it felt like I was playing, honestly, it probably felt like I was playing Dying Light, honestly. It was just there, you know what I mean? It felt like I was playing more of like Dying Light / like The
Resident Evil, or that, yeah.
Resident Evil / Last of Us, whatever. The story was really good. The story to the game was very well put together. I enjoyed it. When I remember when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, yo, this is gonna be
badass.
I was like thinking, this is gonna be badass, but I feel like it's gonna be fucking scary. It's gonna be completely fucking scary. And then like when they actually like released it and I actually played it, I was like, and I beat it, I was like, this game is fucking phenomenal. I enjoyed it.
Did you ever play the DLC?
No, I didn't. I never did.
Oh my god, dude. I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you ever do play it again, like on PS4, I'll just say, definitely grab the DLC.
Okay. How many is it? How much DLC is with it? Is it just like one, or is there more?
3.
Oh, there's 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, and it brought back to what I was telling you earlier, where I enjoyed the whole concept of the games. It's a survival-based game where you actually had to find your ammo. You know what I'm saying?
You had to craft it again. Yep.
Craft it, exactly what you're saying. It's not like you were going in there with
gun blazing. I have so much ammo. No.
It's not like you were going in there Terminator, but like, you know, like
I'll
you were
be
ready
back,
to fuck
baby.
shit up. Right, I'll be back. Get to the chopper. It was pretty cool that, you know, you had to craft these things, and when you ran out, you actually had to use your knife. You had to use other things. You had to use bottles. You had to use all this stuff what I enjoyed the most about it was there was also a massive sneak around feature. Like you had to like sneak around shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it had stealth. Yeah.
It literally. I enjoyed that the most about it because, like, you know, it's not like you were randomly going up and, like, popping motherfuckers in the face or, you know, throwing shit at them and running. You actually had to stealth that shit. And, like, the littlest fucking things that you fucked up, even if you made too much noise or what, the creatures started coming closer to you and you had to figure out how to avoid them and get away with them without them fucking eating your face off and killing you.
Yeah,
so I enjoyed that a lot.
So, when you play in The Evil Within, did you actually have like a favorite villain? Like, did you like when you were playing it? Were you just like, I like this guy even though I fucking hate him? Like Ruvik or Boxy, as Krista would call him, but the Keeper. You know who I mean? The guy with the box. For the head.
Oh man. Did I have a favorite? Oh, I want to say my favorite maybe was is it the Keeper? I want to say the something. Is it the Keeper or is it Ruvik's? I know Ruvik's was the main one.
With the one.
Yeah, Ruvik's was the main one that you saw at the beginning of the game. Yeah. I remember, but wasn't there a villain called the Keeper or some shit?
Yeah, that's the one with the box head.
Yeah. I enjoyed that one. A lot.
What about Laura? Do you remember Laura? She was the one that came out of the fucking body when you first met her. She was like screaming bloody murder.
Was that the one? Wasn't that the mission where like everything was like it looked like there was like fucking blood everywhere in the map? Was that the one I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where it looked like there was fucking...
Yes.
I remember her, but I'm shooting a lot of blanks too with that one.
You would definitely remember her, because she definitely, like, was the one type of person you did not want to touch you, because she was another instant kill one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, you touched her, you were automatically dead or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember. I remember I was like, who was a bitch to fucking kill in that one was, I guess when you got taken... When you got taken at the beginning of the game and you woke up and there was that big motherfucker, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the butcher.
Oh, the butcher. Dude, he was a fucking bitch to kill, bro. Dude, I died in that part multiple times, dude. Because every time I turned around, he was fucking me up, dude. Like, he was hurting me, and I couldn't fucking run for shit, dude. And
Did you pre-order the game at all when you got it for PS3?
I did not. I just went up and bought it.
Oh, God.
Why? What happened?
If you pre-ordered it, you would have gotten a extra shotgun. You would have gotten the... Okay. I'm trying to remember here. You would have gotten the incineration bolt for the crossbow. And you would have gotten, I want to say the poison dart. I really forget what the other one was, but I do remember the fire bolt. Wait, dude, right. Laura hated the fire bolts.
Oh yeah, I do. I was watching somebody stream when they were doing that, and they were saying that she hated that shit.
Yep. But yeah, it's like they've made it so that you had extra shit than the normal game. But don't get me wrong, right. I played the PS3 version without the pre-order stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, the pre-order bonus was definitely worth it.
Right. Now here's a question to you. Do you think they're going to make a second Evil Within?
I really hope so, just because the Evil Within did well in sales. I really hope they do. Mm-hmm. But
it did phenomenal.
It is.
It did phenomenal, actually.
It is, but the only concern I have is if they do the Evil Within 2, are they still going to have Shinji Mikami do it, or are they going to have somebody else, and what's the story going to be? Because how can you... Like, I know you haven't done the DLCs, Barry, so that's why, mm-hmm. I'm also trying to be careful what to say, but, I'm also saying, what can they do? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that, I want to see... My thing is, if they were to do another Evil Within, would they use the detective still, or do you think that they would bring another character in?
They would have to bring in a new character, I think. That's the way I would look at it.
Yeah, and that was where my thoughts were when I got done beating it. It's like I was playing it and I was like, would they, if they were to do another one, would they use the detective or would they use another character? And that was my question for the longest time was, if they were to bring in the detective, what else could fucking possibly happen, with that detective? Or are you gonna like start the whole series over, you know what I mean? Or like start from the beginning, or not from the beginning, but have a fresh start, you know what I mean? With a whole brand new character and have a whole new character have a different story, you know what I mean?
Yes. But yeah, so moving on. But yeah, I do agree with you. So this question is pretty much going to be like in films or games even. Do you have any favorite villains? I know I kind of said that about The Evil Within, but this is now like with films even, or different other games besides just The Evil Within. Like, do you have any favorite?
Villains?
Villains, yep.
Oh, man.
I know you said Jason, so we all know that. And Michael Myers, I think you said, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Villains. In games. Not in games. Mostly movies. I kind of enjoyed Freddy. Freddy was kind of cool.
So you like Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street?
Freddy.
Yep.
Yeah, Freddy was kind of cool. I enjoyed him. Game wise, okay, game-wise, villain-wise, okay? Here's one. This will probably eat you. I like Josh from Until Dawn. And I'm gonna say this because you didn't think Josh was a fucking villain. Like, you never thought that Josh was a fucking villain. You thought that, Josh, in the middle of the game when everybody's starting to see all this shit happening, you see that clown character, you thought maybe Josh was, you thought like when Josh found out, you're like, yo man, this ain't cool, man. I brought you guys up here. And then all of a sudden you find out that he's actually the guy and this whole thing was a fucking prank. And throughout the fucking time, like, Josh went from this cool fucking guy that he just wanted to reunite all of his friends, and then you find out throughout the game that Josh is some fucking secret mastermind, and he wants to fucking kill everybody for the death of his sister. And I thought that was pretty fucking cool. So gaming-wise, as you probably said, I probably...
Don't forget.
Sisters, yeah, you're right, sisters, yes, you're right, sisters. I would say Josh, because Josh fucking, like, when I saw that part that when they released the mask, when he took the mask off and it was him, I was like, no fucking way. So, like, I was totally mind blown.
So, I'm trying to remember the game right now, but you're gonna have to help me out if you remember too, but I believe you were Chris. And spoiler alert, by the way, but he just said spoiler alert, but this is also spoiler alert too. But I believe it was Chris, and I believe you had to choose between Ashley or Josh. So who? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. When they had the blade coming.
Yes. So so the first time when you got to that part, who did you save?
Oh, Ashley.
You saved Ashley?
I saved Ashley, and no matter what happens, I always chose Ashley, because I just figured, because I was more of trying to figure out how the love part, I knew Chris loved Ashley, and I couldn't imagine Ashley dying, and like, what would that have physically done? So I think, honestly, if I was to ever play Until Dawn again, I think I would choose saving Josh, only to see what that would do to Chris's character, when it came to how that would make him feel, or if he would change and he would pretty much go on a hunting kill streak and he would just fucking hate everybody, or, I would want to see where that panned out if Ashley was the one that died instead of Josh.
Right.
But yeah, I did pick. The thing with me is I always fall for love in stories. This is kind of gay coming, but like I always fall for the love stories, when it comes to like these games. Like,
well, you know what they say.
So much into it.
Well, I actually read an article where it said something like, you and me, Barry, like if we watch or if we play something and we get emotional or cry even from like an emotional part, we're actually known as very rare people who can actually feel the emotions, even though it's like from a game or a movie. I forget what they called it. But we are known as rare people, apparently. But,
Right, and...
yeah. But go ahead.
But, yeah. Oh, no, go ahead. What were you saying?
I really forget what I was going with it. But, yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, like, what you just said, even though it might be cheesy about love. But, yeah, I mean, dude, I went with... Yeah. I believe I saved Ashley for the first time. Because, like, I couldn't do that to her. Josh, I mean, he was really, really weird, like, throughout the very beginning of the game, because it was just like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I found it weird. I found it weird, though, that, if you were really close to your sisters...
Yeah.
Why would you want to come back to the place that they died?
Especially under 1 year anniversary of their death.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you do that? It's weird. But, at first maybe I thought maybe he was actually just ready to forgive everybody. You know what I mean? I thought maybe he was just ready to forgive everybody and do all this other stuff. And then it turned out that, like, he had, over that year of him losing his sisters, he must have changed as a human because he lost his sisters, and he must have, like, had, like, a fucking mental breakdown because it shows you when, like, he finds out, like, when everybody finds out that, that Josh is the villain, and secret, he's really not the villains, guys. If you guys haven't played the game, he's secretly not the villain. But, it just shows that like he lost his fucking mind, and it shows you after he shows that he's the clown character.
Right.
It shows you how much of a fucking mental breakdown he goes through, dude. It's
right.
The part where, to any of you spoilers that haven't gone there, this is a spoiler alert. It's for all the people that are for like the part where Mike and Chris kidnap him or take him, and they tie him up in the thing, and he's fucking going insane, dude. He's like
yeah, he's already lost it.
Person, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking lost his fucking mind, dude. I'm like, oh my god, bro. Like, chill the fuck out. And then it found out, and then what fucking blew my mind, spoiler alert to any of you people out there, I'm sorry. The Wendigos, dude, that blew my fucking mind, dude, because the whole mountain had its own story behind it. Like, people dying, and then it turns out that people eating dead people turns you into a Wendigo, dude. And the part, spoiler alert, the part where Josh died, like, by his own sister, Hannah. And I was like, dude. And I didn't know it was Hannah at first until they brought into the little tattoo of the butterfly on her shoulder. And I was like, oh my god. And then the part where you found, what's the other sister's name?
Oh, well, Hannah?
Beth. It was Beth and Hannah. When you found out, when Emily was in the cave and she found Beth's head decapitated.
Yep.
Just
from the grave.
Dude, man.
Yeah,
she found the grave, but she found Beth's head.
Yep.
Still just, and it wasn't deteriorated, it wasn't like, it was still there, you could tell it was Beth, and I was like, that's crazy, that's fucking crazy.
That's not creepy or anything.
Yeah, that ain't creepy, like, that ain't creepy to find, somebody's sister's head just chilling in a cave.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you, Barry, is are you looking forward for any horror games or horror films coming out?
Yes, I am. I am looking, well, maybe not horror. I'm looking forward to Friday the 13th, if that counts.
Yeah, that's a horror.
Yeah. Well, I don't consider it horror because I don't say. Well, it is. It is. It's a horror, but I don't. It doesn't feel like a horror when you play it. It doesn't feel like one. But I'm really excited about it. Because you know we've been talking about this for so long. You know what I mean? The release date of Friday the 13th. Let me rephrase that, guys. Friday the 13th game. When the hell did they ever make a game for Friday the 13th? I don't think they've ever have they?
Yes, they have. It was the original Nintendo game. Nintendo system.
You're right. Well, either way, that's years and years to go without a Friday the 13th game.
I was going to say, I actually don't remember when that game came out. I just remember it's the original Nintendo.
But, like, literally, dude, this is Friday the 13th game, dude. It's like, don't get me wrong, to any of you PC gamers out there that are listening to this podcast, the Dead by Daylight. I enjoy that. I enjoy Dead by Daylight. I haven't played it, but I enjoy watching people play it. And it might be a game that I pick up on Steam, but as of right now, I'm more looking forward to Friday the 13th because it just brings back the whole horror aspect of it, man. It's just like, come on, it's Jason. Who doesn't want to walk around playing as Jason killing people? And the different ways that you can kill people in that game is phenomenal. And, like, I can't wait to actually, like, I know there's Easter eggs. I know there's a way that you can kill Jason. And, you know, all these, I want to know what other Easter eggs are in that game, you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to play it, man. And that I think, honestly, for horror games, that is what I'm mostly waiting for next. But movies, I can't really say movies I have a horror movie that I'm kind of looking forward to. I kind of play it by ear and see how the trailers look when they release, and I kind of try to get everybody's take on them. You know what I mean?
I'm actually looking forward to the new Alien movie that comes out in May. I'm also looking forward to the new Chucky movie, which we were talking about in the other podcast.
Oh yeah, I do remember. I do remember hearing everybody talk about Chucky. I do remember that.
Which I'm gonna just state right now, when we were doing that Chucky podcast, people who are listening, it was actually the day after that podcast that we did. Tessa sent me a message on Instagram showing me that they actually finished filming the new Code of Chucky. So, and what's really interesting, Barry, is the article that I was reading too about it, is that they're actually shooting for a Blu-ray DVD release of Chucky in October.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Awesome.
So Chucky was definitely an awesome character growing up to watch, and I enjoyed him. I didn't even find the Chucky movies scary. I found them funny. Because the fact y'all are about to get killed by a damn clown cracks me the fuck up. A toy clown. That's what cracks me the fuck up about it.
You mean a doll, not a clown? You might be thinking of It.
It. Oh, fuck, dude, he creeped me the fuck out. But Chucky was awesome. Chucky was fucking awesome. I don't give a shit anybody says. Chucky was a badass character. I think my favorite part of the Chucky movies, my favorite death scene, was where the fucking dude was taking a fucking shower and fucking Chucky poured a whole thing of fucking acid on the guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Dude, that was probably the fucking awesome. That was probably the best fucking death in my opinion. That's just in my opinion.
I don't think he was taking a shower though. He was looking at the photo, the acid part that I'm thinking of. Unless there is a shower.
Was it? I thought he was taking a shower and Chucky poured a thing of acid on him. That's what I thought.
Man,
I'm pretty sure that was what it was. I mean, I could be wrong, but
the only acid part I remember is from when we were just watching Seed of Chucky last night. I remember that one of the photographers was trying to snap shots of Jennifer Telly, who played as herself in the movie. Just photos to pretty much show that she was like, I forget what she was doing, like pretty much like, cheating or whatever, because she was pretty much like flirting with the director, blah, 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 with the director with Redman. But Chucky actually followed the guy who took the pictures. The guy even took pictures of the part through the window when Chucky was even masturbating into the Fangoria magazine.
I remember that.
But no,
I remember
the part with the acid that you might be getting confused about. I'm really trying to remember the shower scene then, but maybe one of these days when a podcast comes around, when me and Tessa are doing this too, maybe we can get more of a clarification, because Tessa was going phenomenal on the Chucky podcast, which I don't know if you listened to it, Barry, yet, but I mean, that was her.
I probably started catching it, but I didn't really like fully catch it yet. So
Oh man, well, if you do get a chance, you gotta listen to it. It was Tessa's first ever time being a lead host on anything, and so she before we even did that podcast, she was actually wondering how to start it. She was asking me like what should I say to not fuck it up, type of thing, and I'm just like, look, this is all you got to do at first. Just introduce the podcast, say who you are. That's it. And then when you go into the podcast, just go into it. Don't worry about like whatever. Just go into it. Just be yourself. And I mean, I thought she did it really well, because I mean, I was the co-host for that one. I wasn't actually the host like I am with you right now, Barry. And just, I'm just sipping on my beer, letting her take it over. Yeah, I was talking every now and then, but I was more listening to her and my friend Lamont. And, I just thought she did it well. So, yeah, you just got to take a look at it. But, yeah.
I definitely will.
But, yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else, Barry?
Not that I can think of off the top end, honestly. I think maybe everything that I wanted to discuss, I was brought up.
I didn't realize the time, so I had to quickly go and put the light on outside. But yeah, so you were talking about you were looking forward to the Friday the 13th game. Is there anything else you were looking forward to?
Game-wise,
game or movie?
Not really. Not really. Like I said, when it comes to movies, like I was telling you before, I take it by ear. Like I said, it always depends on the trailer. It always depends on the trailer, unless it's like a big movie like Friday the 13th or like Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween or something.
Speaking of Nightmare on Elm Street, did you hear about that Robert Englund is coming back to do another Nightmare on Elm Street as Freddy Krueger?
I did hear. I did hear about that one.
And what did you think about that?
I was really excited about it. I didn't like the guy that played
in the new Nightmare.
Yeah, I didn't like him. He was a shitty ass fucking Freddy Krueger. Freddy, in my opinion.
I refused to watch it because I remember when the new Nightmare came out. I remember when Fangoria published an article about Robert Englund actually went to go see it in theaters, and Robert Englund actually got up off his seat during the movie and walked out. So if that doesn't say, that movie is garbage, then I don't know what else.
I remember seeing that too. I remember seeing that too, man. It's just like, like, besides Halloween, you know what I mean, Michael Myers, you know what I mean, Michael Myers, in my opinion, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger are like classic fucking movies, classic characters that you just don't fuck up, you know what I mean, because they've had phenomenal careers in the movie industries, and then for you to bring in another character that's not playing that character, or that's playing that character, it's just, and you do such a terrible job playing that major role, it's just really sad, man. And to anybody that's a horror fan, or to anybody that's not even really a horror fan but enjoyed the series, you know what I mean? You guys can agree with me. It's like you don't. It's hard to stomach that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to stomach a new character or a new actor playing a character such a major role, and it's just he's just fucking it up, man. It's just like you can't even watch that. It's like watching your favorite fucking sports team.
I don't know if you know this, but I mean, Doug Bradley was the original Hellraiser, yes, which I loved Doug Bradley as Hellraiser. Then I believe it was 2011, 2013. I can't exactly remember the year right now because I just could care less, but it just pissed me off, even though I did watch it. But they actually redid Hellraiser back then, and it was called Hellraiser Revelation. It was a new guy playing Pinhead, a.k.a. Hellraiser, and I just saw that guy fucked up the part. Completely ruined Pinhead. Completely ruined.
What year did that come out?
It was, I believe, 2011 or 2013. But just to get to the point of what you were saying about Freddy Barry, but I just recently heard that they're coming out with another Hellraiser. It's called Hellraiser Judgment, and apparently they're even going to feature a brand new Pinhead. I don't know. I didn't fucking look or anything, but I'm kind of nervous. I wonder if they fucking completely changed the image of what Pinhead looked like or whatever. Like, I'm really nervous.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just hard, man. It's just like I said. It's hard to stomach, man, to see that. You know,
favorite classic movies are just being ruined.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it all falls back on what I was telling you before with Hollywood is just running out of ideas, and Hollywood is running out of ideas to movies to make, and the only thing that they think that they can do to
is rebooting the classic series.
Exactly, dude. It's like those movies are classics for a reason. Like,
yep.
Like, did you hear? I don't know if you heard about this one, but Hollywood's in talks of redoing Freddy vs. Jason. Did you hear about that? I did
hear about that.
And I was like, dude, why would you redo that? Because that was a good movie. I don't get. A lot of people. I know there were a lot of people that didn't like it, but I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I didn't really enjoy it for the Freddy aspect because, of course, you know.
I went in for Jason. I went in as a Jason fan.
Jason Voorhees is just fucking the shit, but
yes,
like my favorite part of that was it was the fucking cornfield incident when the kids were fucking with Jason. Jason showed up in the fucking cornfield, and like Jason slapped the fucking guy so hard his neck snapped. You remember that?
Yep.
I was like, boom. I was like, Jason's fucking that dude up.
My favorite part, too, in that one has to be when Freddy was, like, messing around with that one guy in the nightmare, and then Jason kills him. And Freddy's just like, damn it!
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah. Yeah, when the one, yeah. But just the end scene when it was Jason versus Freddy, I just thought the fight was awesome. And they really outdid that. And honestly, cause didn't Kane play Jason in that movie?
Yes, Kane Holder. Is that how you say his name? I know it's Kane, but we'll just say Kane. Yeah. I know Kane played him because Kane actually played Jason for the last 7 movies of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they actually had I know this is probably speaking off topic, but and this is probably and I don't know if you like this show or not, but have you ever heard of a show called Ghost Adventures?
Yes, I actually have the TV show on the DVD. Yep.
See, that's one of my favorite TV shows because I enjoy it. And I still enjoy it to this day. But the cool thing about it was Ghost Adventures crew did an episode with Kane.
I did see that. I did see that.
What was it? It was Leatherface. Somebody played the guy that did Leatherface. Yep. And who was the other one? They had.
Oh man, dude, I really honestly can't remember anymore. I remember Kane and I remember Leatherface, and then the other one definitely drawing me a blank. I'm gonna have to try to find that episode.
Yeah, well, either way, I just thought it was really cool, and it was like I was watching some behind the scenes on stuff, and they were actually telling, like, they had Zach actually asking Kane, like, hey, do you think you're gonna do another Friday the 13th movie? Because throughout the whole thing, like, everybody's been wanting him to do another one, and like, you know, because you did such an amazing job playing as Jason. So, you know, in my opinion, he's the best Jason, but it's like, you know, it's like these little things, man. It's these little things that Hollywood fucks up, and it's just really sad. And I just hopefully Hollywood just gets their shit together and just leaves classics be classics. You know what I mean?
Kind of like Poltergeist.
I don't like to say, yeah, man. Because, like, the worst because I'm going to tell you right now, the shittiest fucking movie series of all time, and I'm tired of them making them, and I know you can agree with me on this one, is fucking Paranormal Activity. That is so fucking stupid. Paranormal Activity is not, that isn't even a fucking, dude, it's pretty much somebody fucking recording shit the whole time. Oh, yeah. The whole thing's pretty much about this fucking, the girl, what's the bitch's name?
Katie?
I can't think of the bitch's name. Katie, yeah. Things all about fucking Katie. Oh, Katie's possessed by a fucking demon. And then, boom. And then, in the second one, it's all about Katie's sister. And then what happens? Katie comes back in the second one and kills the sister and the husband. Kidnaps the baby. And in the third one, it's about Katie's parents and Katie and her sister when they were little girls and experiencing this shit. And it's like, dude, leave the fucking thing alone, bro.
Yep.
Like, dude, it's over. It's stupid. Why do you continue doing? Like, that's another example of Hollywood is just getting too fucking ridiculous right now.
Kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Look how many movies there is for that one. Or even Amityville Horror.
But isn't there another Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming out?
I believe so. There could be. You know, I know there was supposed to be. It was supposed to be called Leatherface.
Like you're overdoing a series. You know what I mean? Like it's done. It's over with. Just drop it. You know what I mean?
Yep. But yeah. Is there anything else, Barry? Because I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, so Barry, for one more time, tell us again who you are and where we can find you.
My name is Barry Leathers, and my stream name is Sky High Gaming. So if you guys ever want to come hang out and discuss anything you heard about this podcast, if you guys ever want to find me, go to twitch.tv/SkyHighGaming28. Also follow me on Twitter at SkyHighGaming28. With that, I'll definitely like to have a conversation with you guys and get you guys' thoughts on everything you guys heard today.
Yeah, definitely. And if anybody does end up subscribing or following or whatever for Sky High, a.k.a. Barry, please let them know that you found them through this podcast, even if you want to.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I want to thank Paul. Like I said, thank you, Paul, for giving me this opportunity to discuss with you some stuff. And hopefully, I would definitely be honored if you ever have me back on.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you back on because, I mean, I definitely would love to hear your input about other games or movies coming out that could possibly speak an interest in you. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode of Everything Horror Off Season. And I would like to thank you guys for taking your time. We are actually an hour and 38 minutes into this. So I want to thank you guys if you survived all of this, listening to all of this podcast. I know we had a lot to talk about in this, which was actually what I was aiming for. That's why the name of this is called Sky of Horror. Just because I wanted Barry to have his thoughts and whatever about what he liked, hated, which we'll probably have to get to that at some point too, Barry, because I did forget to ask you what you hated about stuff. But I know that's going to be down the road too. But yes, anybody listening, thank you again. And this is Paul Dolsky from Everything Horror, and stay scary.